price of freedom is death. We're coming to get our check.
B1 brothers and sisters, welcome to the Afro Elite YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, leave a like, and share this on your various social media platforms. All of your support, your watching, your liking, your subscribing is much needed and greatly appreciated. I want to give a special thank you to all of you guys who have already subscribed and are coming back. You guys are real ones. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys continue to enjoy this content. Now, recently, a photo has come up of Jerry Jones participating in, I guess, a segregation riot where they were blocking black students from entering what was previously an all-white school during the time of desegregation. Now, the very first thing I want to say about this is whoever had that picture that exposed the picture of Jerry Jones, and this picture is from 1957. Whoever had that picture knew that that was Jerry Jones in the picture. It's not like that was some hidden picture that nobody had ever seen before, nobody knew, and then somebody just discovered it about a week ago. Whoever had that picture knew they had evidence on Jerry Jones. He did something that they didn't like, and they were all like, okay, well, we're going to just drop this, which means that there is a bunch of other evidence of other people in Jerry Jones' ilk who have done racist things, who have contributed to segregation, who have done anti-black racist things towards black people, and they all know about it. They all have like evidence and receipts on each other because there's no honor among thieves. There's no honor among Jerry Jones, and there's no honor among the people that Jerry Jones associates himself with. Now, there are some people who are saying Jerry Jones shouldn't be judged so harshly. He was so young. That was just how they were back in the day, all that stuff. He was raised in the South. But I want to show you this video of, to no surprise, Stephen A. Smith trying to cape for his massa. So without any further ado, I'm going to play the video uninterrupted, and then I'm going to circle back, and then I'm going to leave my commentary. Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research.
I'm pretty pissed off. And let me say this. I'm pissed off, but not for reasons that people would think. I'm very, very fond of Jerry Jones, and I'm not hiding that from anybody. Is his record perfect? No. But I'm pissed off because he doesn't deserve what just happened. He doesn't deserve it. One report, our report, said he was 14 years old. Yeah. Another report said he was 15 years old. At minimum, that's 65 years ago. You're going to bring up a picture of Jerry Jones standing at this protest. No question what was happening is not something that anybody as a black person should be appreciative about. We had 6 students at that particular North Little Rock High School that was trying to desegregate the school.
No one should be okay with it.
Nobody should be okay with that.
Regardless of
race.
We
understand that. We get all of that. We also understand what we as black people and as black folks, black men, have to deal with. And by the way, to some degree, we still deal with a lot of things, and we all know it. Racism is alive and well. Bigotry and prejudice is alive and well. We get all of that. But you're going to bring up a photo of him when he was 14, 15 years old? 65 or 66 years ago. This is where cancer culture gets into the mix, and you're making an attempt to eradicate him, what he stands for, and all he has done. And by the way, I don't have a problem with the photo. I don't have a problem. If he was 30, 35, 40 years old, that's different. Right. 14, 15 years old. 14, 15 years old. Right. But we're going to lean on somebody when he was 14, born and raised in the South, and we're going to pick it up 66 years later to say, you know something? Yeah. You ain't hire a black coach. I think that's pretty low. I really, really do. I think that part is pretty low. If he were an adult, that would be different. But a 14, 15-year-old kid raised in the South who literally is just standing there looking, and we use that to bring up in the year 2022. Oh, this is where you were. You got to explain this. You ready to explain what you did when you were 14?
Now, I'm going to circle this back, and I'm going to leave my commentary on it because I wanted to keep it the full thing unedited, because I want you to have the feel of where he was coming from, what he said, and all that stuff. And this is under the Copyright Act because this is for commentary. So I've already read the Copyright Act. This is under the Copyright Act. So this shouldn't be any issue. However, you know what? I'm going to just save it because there's a lot I want to say in response to what he had to say. So let's circle this clip back and then let's break it down.
I'm pretty pissed off. And let me say this. I'm pissed off, but not for reasons that people would think. I'm very, very fond of Jerry Jones, and I'm not hiding.
Just first off, I'm sorry, we didn't even get 20 seconds into it. You're very fond of Jerry Jones. For what? What are you fond of Jerry Jones for? It can't be at all anything he's done for black people. It can't be his stances against racism. So what about Jerry Jones are you super fond of just because he's an owner of a football team? What is there to be fond of? That's strike one for me. Why is this black man? I'm so fond of Jerry Jones. Anyway.
That from anybody. Is his record perfect? No. But I'm pissed off because he doesn't deserve what just happened. He doesn't deserve it. One report, I report.
Now, first off, he's going to say, is he perfect? No. That's belittling. That's like gaslighting. Nobody in this world is perfect. However, a lot of people, I'm not perfect, and I've never participated in racially oppressing somebody. You're not going to have a picture of him participating in anti-black racism and subjugating black students and say, well, you know, nobody's perfect. Nobody's putting the standard on Jerry Jones to be quote unquote perfect. We are saying that Jerry Jones has actively participated in the oppression of black people. Saying that, well, yeah, he's not perfect. No, nobody's perfect. Okay. And then saying you don't like what's happened to him. It's not like Jerry Jones went to jail. It's not like he's being arrested and charged with anything. It's not as if any real punishment has came to Jerry Jones. He didn't lose the football team. He's not ostracized from the NFL. So what are you sad about? That people are calling out his racism? He doesn't even deserve that much? Let's continue.
Report said he was 14 years old. Yeah. Another report said he was 15 years old. At minimum, that's 65 years ago. You're going to bring up a picture of Jerry Jones standing at this protest. No question what was happening is not something that anybody as a black person should be appreciative about. We had 6 students at that particular North Little Rock High School that was trying to desegregate the school.
No one should be okay with it.
Nobody should be okay with that.
Regardless of
race. We understand that. We get all of that. We also understand what we as black people and as black folks, black men have to deal with. And by the way, to some degree, we still deal with a lot of things, and we all know it. Racism is alive and well. Bigotry and prejudice is alive and well. We get all of that. But you're going to bring up a photo of him when he was 14, 15 years old, 65 or 66 years ago. This is where cancer culture gets into the mix, and you're making an attempt to eradicate him, what he stands for, and all he has done. And by the way,
Okay, first off, I don't care if he was 14 or 15 years old. And you know why I say I don't care that he was 14 or 15 years old? Is because if he was black, if he was a black man, 14 and 15, they would be saying he's an adult. You have black kids who get charged 14 and 15 at that age who get charged as adults for crimes, sometimes, a lot of times, that they didn't even commit, and they get charged as an adult. They get treated as an adult. When a race soldier pulls up on a black 14 and 15-year-old and gun them down, they get treated as a enemy of the war or something like that. So I don't care. Oh, he's 14, 15. He's old enough to know what he was doing. And he's shown through his actions into his adulthood that he doesn't change, that he's never changed, that he still keeps the same thing. It's not like he fessed up to be on all like, you know what, I was like this, I'm sorry. Let me show the black community how much I was against what I was before, how much I am against how I used to be. He's never done that. He's just hid his racism. That's all he's done. I don't care if it was 60 years ago, 70 years ago, 80 years ago. I don't care, because if this was the J community, they wouldn't care. If this was a picture of him in some type of Nazi uniform, if this was a picture or any sort of evidence that he was participating with the Nazis, if he was helping the Nazis, they would hold his feet to the fire at 100 years old. They are locking up Nazis, ex-Nazis that are in their senior citizen years. Okay, they don't even have much longer to live. So I don't care how old he is. And nothing's being done to him anyway. They're making it seem like he has an angry mob ready to lynch him outside his house. That's not happening. Let's continue.
I don't have a problem with the photo. Yeah. I don't have a problem. If he was 30, 35, 40 years old, that's different.
Right.
14, 15 years old. 14, 15 years old.
Right.
But we're going to lean on somebody when he was 14, born and raised in the South, and we're going to pick it up 66.
Born and raised in the South, what is that supposed to mean? What is that supposed to mean? And one thing I wanted to say, too, that I didn't get a chance to say, he's talking about cancel culture getting too far. He never has a problem jumping on the attack a black athlete bandwagon when it comes to cancel culture. Anytime a black athlete, Colin Kaepernick, Kyrie Irving, anytime a black athlete does something, he always is jumping on the cancel that black man bandwagon. Now, when it comes to Jerry Jones, now he's talking about cancel culture is just going too far. That is too far for cancel culture. Jerry Jones participated in racially oppressing, racially subjugating people. Kyrie Irving didn't do anything to harm anybody. You can even go back to Colin Kaepernick. He didn't do anything to harm anybody. He was just standing up for his rights. Kyrie Irving just posted a movie that was being sold on Amazon. And Stephen A. Smith hopped on that cancel the black man bandwagon. But when it comes to Jerry Jones, when it comes to a massa, then no, that's too far. Okay? And him being raised, quote unquote, in the South, that doesn't mean anything. What does that mean? So the standards for the South should be different from the standards from the North? That's that, oh, he was just a people of his time. No, we're not doing that. We are not doing that, playing that game. Malcolm X said, anywhere south of Canada is the South. So the entire United States, that's really the South, if you think about it. Let's continue.
Years later, to say, you know something?
Yeah.
You ain't hire a black coach. I think that's pretty low. I really, really do. I think that part is pretty low. If he were an adult, that would be different. But a 14, 15-year-old kid raised in the South who literally is just standing there looking, and we use that to bring up in the year 2022. Oh, this is where you were. You got to explain this. You ready to explain what you did when you were 14?
But the thing is, Steven, when I was 14, yeah, I did some things I probably shouldn't have done. When everybody's 14, they do things that they're not supposed to do. When people are 14, do they actively participate in racially oppressing somebody and anti-black racism? No, not really. So we're not going to say, oh, well, you know, he did some things. He was raised in the South. He was 14 years old. All of these excuses that he should just completely slide by. It's not like anybody's talking about arresting or lynching him or causing any type of harm to him at all. We're just holding him accountable the same way that Stephen A. Smith loves to do to black athletes. Now, if this was the black athlete, he'd be like, oh, yeah, you do got to fess up to this. You got to fess up to this. And then if you don't want to hold him to the standard saying he was 14 years old, show me where he has changed. Show me that he is not still an anti-black racist, because you can't say, oh, well, that was so long ago. Of course people can change, and you show no evidence of change. Jerry Jones has shown no evidence at all that he has changed. He has actually shown evidence that he still keeps the same segregationist. He still keeps the same racially anti-black mindset that he did when he was 14, 15 years old. So he's shown that he hasn't changed, and you're saying that, oh, it was a long time ago. No, anti-black racism, it doesn't matter if you were 14, 10, whatever, and you're 80 now. If you have shown, if you did something when you were younger, act of anti-black racism when you were younger, and you have shown into your adulthood that you have not changed your mindset from when you were that age when you committed that act, then it is just best to assume that you continued that mindset and that you still keep the same principles and narratives that you did when you were that age when you committed that act, especially because he has doubled down and shown that he still keeps the same anti-black racist mindset that he did when he was 14 or 15 or whatever age he was. So no, we're not buying that, oh, he was young, so he should just get a pass, because they don't do that to anybody else who oppresses anybody. It's only when it comes to black people, is always some excuse as to why they shouldn't be held accountable. I believe that Jerry Jones should be held accountable. Jerry Jones, the same way they were trying to fine Kyrie Irving and make him pay $500,000 to anti-hate leagues or whatever, they should do the same thing, but way, way more so, because Jerry Jones is a billionaire. They should do the same thing. He should be paying the not necessarily like Black Lives Matter or any organization like that, because you know that doesn't really benefit black people. But hey, he needs to be paying for his sins. He needs to pay a fine and a tax for what he did back in the day. No, don't worry about jail time. Don't worry about him selling it or anything like that. He needs to pay a fine. The same fine that everybody was talking about Kyrie Irving needs to pay. When it comes to black athletes, there's always some type of punishment. There's always some type of fine. There's always some type of stipulation. There's always something. He should not get to slide with what he did. Even if he was 14, 15, whatever, he shouldn't get to slide. And if he doesn't have a problem, if he has shown that this is not really what he believes in anymore, then he shouldn't have any problem at all paying this fine. He should be more than willing to pay this fine. He should be all like, I want to prove to you guys that I'm not this way. That was back in the day. I didn't even really do anything. I don't think this way anymore. Here, take this money. Let me help you out. Let me help build this school up, or fund these schools, or let me do this and let me do that. And he should be willing to do that if he has really changed, and it shouldn't be a problem. He's a billionaire. It shouldn't be a problem. He's not gonna miss that money. He's almost 90 years old. It's not like he's gonna be able to enjoy and spend the rest of his billions anyway. But brothers and sisters, that will conclude this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I want to give a special thank you to everybody who has subscribed, to everybody who's watched, to everybody who likes, to everybody who shared, to everybody who supports this channel in every way at all. Is much needed and greatly appreciated. From me to you, thank you very much for doing so. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying the content. I'm going to be trying my best, my hardest, to put out more good, high quality content. So please make sure you guys subscribe so you guys don't miss out on anything, and it does help support the channel. With that being said, B1 salute to you, brothers and sisters. You all have a good one.